Good morning, children. Today we are going to see a poem, The White Window, written by James Stephen. Let's see the meaning. Peep, take a secret look. Peep means take a secret look. Pretend when we act. Pretend means when we act. Stare when we have a long fixed look. Stare means when we have a long fixed look. Fawk, people. Fawk means people. Tiptoes, that is walking quietly on the tips of one's toes. Tiptoes means walking on the tips of one's toes. Stealing, moving quietly. Stealing means moving quietly. Today we are going to see a poem about the moon. The White Window is an interesting and unique poem in which the poet talks about the moon and its behavior. In this poem, a little boy watches the moon in the sky, whom he thinks of as a curious people who likes to peep and stare people who are asleep. Let's start the poem. The moon comes every night to peep through the window where I lie, but I pretend to be asleep and watch the moon go slowly by. And she never makes a sound. Here, already I told you what's the meaning of peep. That is to take a secret look. This poem is about the behavior of the moon and everything around this. The poet is obsessed with the beauty of the moon and he is fond of admiring it and describes it beautifully in his poem. A small boy in this poem describes about the beautiful of the moon. He tells that the moon sees him secretly through his window. In the meanwhile, the poet pretends to sleep and thinks that moon is looking at him. And watch the moon going slowly, and the moon never makes a sound. The moon goes very slowly across the sky and its nature is very calm and quiet. Now let's move on to the second stanza. She stands and stares and then she goes to the house that's next to me, stealing by on tippy toes to peep at folk asleep maybe, and she never makes a sound. The boy describes that the moon stands and stares at him. That is, the moon looks at him continuously. Then, after some time, it goes to the next house. The boy admires how magically the moon moves from one house to another. He can see it through his room window and it shines brightly all over the night. The boy tells that the moon walks quietly, that is with his tippy toes, means walking on the tips of one's toes, that is skipping silently and walking silently, that is it is not disturbing anyone, it is seeing all the people who are sleeping and it moves on quietly. So from this poem we understood that the moon's nature is very calm and quiet. In the same way, children, we should also be always calm and quiet and do always good things to everyone. So be kind always. I think you understood this poem. We will meet in the next session. Thank you, children.